welcome to Sports on Tap here from DKPittsburghSports.com. I'm Chris Carter here with Hunter Homestead, and we are here at Mike's Beer Bar in the North Shore of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right across the street from PNC Park. Mike's Beer Bar, best beer spot in Pittsburgh. Got 500 beers at all times, 50 on tap, 80 craft beers available at all times. It's the greatest place. It's beer heaven for Pittsburgh, Hunter.
Dude, you're a pro, but I got to correct you there. 80 on tap.
I'm sorry.
50
local.
I just got to make sure the people know what's here because it's incredible.
That's fine.
Yeah. Like you said, it's heaven. It's beer heaven on earth. We're here. We're going to have a good time. Let's jump in.
We have a lot of great beers. We're starting off with Crane Room's Irish Red. It's 5.3%. I love Irish Red. St. Patrick's Day is around the corner, y'all. It's a classic Irish Red Ale, exceptionally smooth with a caramel backbone.
Beautiful.
Is it caramel or caramel?
It's caramel.
I say caramel.
Caramel?
I say caramel.
See,
What's wrong with you?
You're from the city, man.
I'm from the city. Yes, I'm from the city. I say things the right way.
Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
What does the city have to do with that?
I don't know. We're just making fun of each other.
Boy. I don't have the we don't have that IQ in the country, Chris.
First of all, country will have IQ. They just use it differently. Anyways,
farm IQ.
Farm IQ.
We get it.
All right.
We get it.
So, Hunter, I'm going to talk to you about sports-wise. First of all, that was very nice and
That's
smooth.
nice. You could chug this.
The caramel.
Don't recommend
the
that.
caramel. Don't ever chug beer. Unless you're shotgunning and you need to prove yourself.
Or Dale.
Or you're Dale. Dale, I mean, I still tell Dale not to chug beer. Don't chug craft beer. It's pretty good.
True.
This is really smooth. Like, when I taste it and it's starting to go down, like, there's at no point where I'm just like, I have like a woof moment.
Right,
it's more like a, ooh, that was good.
Yeah. That was nice. Sultry. That was sultry, too.
Yeah.
That was good.
I like that, yeah. You know,
Right.
Dolly's laughing so hard. How you doing?
We've got...
Anyways.
We're off the rails already.
Yeah, we're off the rails, but it's okay. But you know who's on the rails? Vance McDonald, because I'm pretty sure he's coming back this season.
Segue.
Hunter, I tweeted this out asking, did anyone actually think Vance McDonald was going to be cut?
Yeah.
I've seen this take from radio guys in Pittsburgh, from random people nationally that, oh yeah, Vance McDonald's going to get cut. Who thought that was going to happen?
Yeah, because they have such a strong tight end backbone
Right.
behind Vance. I mean, they're weak there. That's a very weak position. And Vance, you can say what you want about Vance. Sure, he's got the injury concerns. The dude can play some tight end when he's healthy. He's far and away better than anything else they got right now. Zach Gentry is a guy that I look at and I'm intrigued by him, but at the same time, pretty clear. At least you don't know how much a guy maybe has developed since then. I'm sure he's going to be better coming into this year. He wasn't the guy yet. He wasn't anywhere near being the guy yet. So you take a guy like Vance who has legit speed, power, everything. Just go watch that stiff arm again if you want to remember what Vance can do.
Poor Chris Conti has never played a game of football again.
Has he lived since then? I'm not sure he exists. I think he's in the shadow realm.
He's in the shadow realm. I think that's what did to him. But I think the bottom line, too, is behind this, everyone also thinks that the Steelers should draft a tight end really early. None of these tight ends are second-round caliber even.
Yeah.
They need to get a playmaker, and none of these guys are guys that stand out, hey, this guy, if you draft him right now, he's a superstar in your offense.
Right.
None of those guys speak
It's not
that.
like that.
No.
And that's something that fans I've noticed have a really hard time with is like, we need this, draft this. But it's like, when you get to that position, you can never have too many good players on a football team. Like, let's just establish that right off the bat. You have to make sure that it meets either the best player available, which is what a lot of people do, or the best player at a position you need. And it's like, if there's no good tight end, don't draft a tight end just because you feel like you need a tight end. Just go out in free agency, get a guy, or re-sign Vance. How about
When
that?
you draft for position, you end up picking players like Artie Burns. When you draft on best available, you pick players like T.J. Watt.
Right.
And that's my thing is that when you look at what the Steelers need right now, yes, they need a tight end, but they need a tight end that's going to contribute. None of those guys are early. Now, they can draft a guy in the middle rounds, 4th, 5th. There's going to be guys that are around that I think do a good job and could compete with Gentry and get that second or third tight end spot, depending on if they sign someone in free agency at a cheap price. But cutting Vance also, if you're thinking on a monetary side, cutting Vance would only save you about $5 million in cap space. You're going to need at least that. We're going to need more than that much to sign another veteran to the roster that's going to start and be better than what Vance has been.
Yeah, Austin Hooper's going to get $10 million, just for instance, and that's
Eric
like,
Ebron, Hunter Henry, all those guys
they're
are
all
going
gonna be
for
there.
a much higher price.
Get Vance. All right, we are back at Mike's Beer Bar here on the North Shore.
We are.
Beer heaven on earth. It was just named, Chris, one of the top 7 beer bars in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you saw that list. Let me tell you,
see that at all.
I saw the rest of the list, and I've been to most of those places. they don't.
This is it.
This is it. This is it. This is the place.
spot.
If the rest is that competition, this is it. We're going to jump into our next beer here. White Horse chocolate covered cherry stout.
White Horse.
Oh, if you want to ride. There we go.
Don't ride the White Horse. In case we're riding the White Horse, but it's the White Horse chocolate
Literal
covered
white horses, people. There's
strawberry
no reference.
stout. It's 6% Ceres chocolate, and White
Ceres.
Horse Brewing teamed up to produce this one-of-a-kind stout using premium Ceres cocoa and strawberry puree.
Wow. Try this, Dolly. Wow.
Oh, that just means it doesn't taste like beer.
It's
Anytime
candy.
I get an offering.
That is candy.
that is candy. Nicole.
Yeah. My wife's back there. She was actually drinking an old Rasputin Russian Imperial.
She was
She was
gangster.
Dude,
I was like, but she was just.
This tastes weak. How strong?
Yeah, it's 6%. It's not super strong.
That's nice though.
That's really good,
I mean, it's
actually.
not beer. It's a nice drink.
Yeah.
It's a nice drink that's not beer.
I'll tell you what else is weak. The
What?
Penguins right now.
Ooh.
Carter.
You're saying that they're up right now.
Listen, the game is on. They're clearly
They're
turning
literally
things
behind
around
us right
tonight.
now. I
Yeah,
think they're up
literally.
3-1 or something like that.
It was 3-1 the last time I saw it, so good for them. But a
Yeah.
6-game losing streak. I don't get too concerned with hockey until not because I don't care about hockey. That came out
Let's
really
try
wrong.
that again.
Hunter, do you hate hockey? Oh!
I don't get
Glad you
concerned
said
about a team's performance leading into the playoffs until about 10 games before the playoffs. If you're looking crappy leading into the playoffs,
Yeah.
then there's concerns. They have plenty of time to turn this thing.
Look, man, all the Penguins got to do is be healthy and catch fire into March.
Yeah,
Catch that,
exactly.
ride that into April,
Exactly.
get ready for the playoffs. They could end up being one of the lower seeds, have to go on the road. As long as they're hot and they're healthy, I think they're going to be fine. They got Marino back tonight. They got Dumoulin back tonight. Tenev's out, and some people suspect why he's out, but who cares? Having those two back will help their D pairs out. It'll let Letang be Letang and not force him to have to be too defensive and have to play some more safety nets. I like where the Penguins are going this year. I actually think this is the time you want to have a slump because when they rise out of the slump, they got the captains, they got Gino, they got Sidney, they got all the dudes that are going to be like, look, we need to get this together. And when they do figure it out, that's the thing is when the Penguins usually hit their stride, right? This is what champions do, and you want that stride to come when you need those wins the most.
Yeah.
And sometimes that comes in the middle of the season, but when it comes towards the end of the season, when you're heading into the playoffs. Those are the games you need to win every year.
That's when you need it, man. And that momentum is everything, especially in like hockey. You've got these long, potentially 7-game series. You need staying power through the playoffs. It's not like the NFL where you maybe, if you're a high seed, you can get through 3 games and you're done. You won the Super Bowl. In hockey, you're going to play games in the playoffs. It's like a whole other quarter season waiting for you on the other side. So
Exactly.
Get healthy, get good, get rolling.
And with the health of their defensive pairs, this is going to give the chance for all the trades they made to line up their top guys, get those forwards out. They want those guys to be able to be on the offensive, be able to play as a unit. This is going to allow them to play at their best, and now we're going to get to see, okay, what did all those trades do? Because right now everyone's saying, oh, Jim Rutherford, why were you trading for all those people? Shut up.
It's crazy.
The guy knows what he's doing.
How are they going?
They just
Sound like a Muppet, actually.
but that was the point. I wanted to sound like one of those old guys in the
That's
theater
exactly what
that
you
was
sounded
yelling
like.
down and being
That
mad
was-
about everything.
Hey, you nailed that.
I tried my best.
Absolutely nailed that.
But that's how I just take people with the Penguins. I'm like, come on, like Mike Sullivan's got you 2 Stanley Cups. Why are you complaining about anything? It's ridiculous to me. They're going to figure it out. And they may not win it all this year, but they're going to be competitive if they get hot. That's where we got to win. If they don't get competitive and they flame out and they get roasted in the first round again, then we'll talk. Until then, give these guys the benefit of the doubt.
You have to. Championship caliber team, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Makes me think of Kevin Colbert trading for Minka Fitzpatrick when everybody's like, why would you do that? Well, guess what? Kevin Colbert knows a thing or two about winning Super Bowls. You should probably trust
just
that.
a thing or two.
Hey.
We're back here at Mike's Beer Bar in the North Shore. Hunter, let's talk about the next beer before we talk about the next topic.
Right on.
I've got Penn Brewer's Choice Double IPA. It's a 9%er. I love the heavy hitters.
I'm into it.
Full flavored, slightly hopped, and smooth.
Smell it.
That has, and you see how
Smells good.
golden it is?
Smells good.
It's like, oh man, what's golden?
I'm into it, Carter. Dude, listen, before we go any further on the sports talk, I'm into this turtleneck too.
Yeah, thank you,
You just
man.
come in here
a
rocking
mock neck, first
this
of all.
Sterling
That's a mock.
Archer.
She knows her
Dude,
styles.
I love it. Sterling Archer, turtleneck.
Sterling Archer,
Chris
man.
Archer over here. Oh,
From the greats.
Chris Archer.
Yeah, Chris Archer. Wow.
If only we were.
Wow. If only we had something to talk about baseball today, but we don't. That'll come later in the spring and summer when we're complaining about the
got
Pirates.
you on that. Right now, though, NFL free agency.
Let's talk about NFL
that.
free agents. So first of all, the news this week was that Bud Dupree is expected to franchise tag with the Steelers. We already knew that.
It's been said.
It's been said. Dale's been saying it. I've been saying it. Everyone's been saying it. Like, look, the Steelers aren't going to let this man go anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's besides the point. But I think it just the fact that the national media is catching on. Hunter, I don't know if you have to follow all the mock drafts that I do. Bless you, Dolly.
Nice.
I don't know if you have to follow all the mock drafts that I do, but in so many mock drafts, they have the Steelers picking an edge rusher in the second round, and I'm like, what? No, they won't pick a second edge rusher when they got Bud Dupree and T.J. Watt. What are you thinking? I'm sorry with my voice, but that's just how I feel when I'm looking at these mock drafts. I'm like, this is why national people stink at their job when it comes to talking about the Steelers sometimes. And I'm not saying all the time.
No, not 100%.
But like Peter King thinks that they should sign Jameis Winston. Why?
They don't. They're just saying stuff to get a reaction. I'm 100%.
They got one
positive
from me.
About,
So it worked.
They want people's voices to reach the stratosphere, and they get that here at Mike's Beer Bar. Dude, Bud Dupree, like you said, you can't just let this guy go. So many people, I think, are underrating what he did last year. They're like, oh, he's only had one good year with the Steelers. First of all, he was never bad. He was just not a first-round pick caliber player.
Yeah.
Last year he was. When you pair that with T.J. Watt, with Cam Hayward, with Stephon Tuitt, that whole defense is so nasty.
Yeah.
You need that. You need it. You
They
flat
could
out
be.
need it.
They could be the most dangerous front four the Steelers have had in a long
Dude,
time.
and how about this? Bud can still get better.
Yeah.
That's not his final form, I don't think. He's steadily gotten
not
better
even
every
my
year.
final
Not
form.
even his final form. So you don't just cut that guy loose and let somebody else get the 14 sacks he's about to put up next season.
I agree with that. Now, but everyone else is also talking about in free agency, where's Tom Brady going? Now, there was the topic about, because the Steelers,
Should back up Ben, I think.
first of all, everyone should know the Steelers aren't going to be big players in free agency. They don't got the cap space because they already have their investments in players that are worthy of those investments.
Yeah.
They'll make the space to get Bud Dupree and then make some other moves. But everyone's talking about where's Tom Brady going. And once he decides to go somewhere, which will probably happen after the CBA is finally agreed upon so that everyone knows what their money is and he knows what everyone's money is, then that's when you'll start to see the dominoes fall with all the other players.
Yeah.
I saw one report saying he's definitely leaving the Patriots. I saw another report saying he's only waiting to hear what the CBA yields for the Patriots. I personally, as a person who's grown up and watched football from Pittsburgh, I want Tom Brady to return to the Patriots because I don't want it to go away of him versus the Steelers from New England.
Sure.
I want that to still be a thing. And I feel like just when you're a legend of that type, I mean, how many guys have gone on to play for other teams? Like Emmitt Smith played for the Cardinals.
Brett Favre, a good example.
Playing for the Vikings,
that's
like what,
weird.
and the
Weird.
Jets.
Yeah.
You had Franco Harris play for the Seahawks. You had Joe Montana play for the Chiefs. I think Brady has every right to finish off in New England.
Sure.
Let him continue to play there. And I think it would also give the Steelers another chance at retribution to say, like, look, you may be old, but we don't care. We're going to come at you. And if they could finally beat him in his own stadium, that would be something. But also just beat him in the playoffs, because you assume the Patriots are going to make it if he comes back there next year. I think that would be much better for the NFL is if he comes back to the Patriots. If he goes to the Raiders, I don't think that's going to work out. I don't believe in John Gruden or anything the Raiders are putting together.
Unless they also get AB, in which case now I'm all for it. Let's reunite Brady and AB in Oakland, people. Do it.
Brady supposedly said he wants Antonio Brown to be with him.
Listen, I understand all the AB head case stuff. The one game Brady played with AB, they had some chemistry. You know, AB had a pretty good game with the Patriots.
Oh, you mean like one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time with one of the greatest receivers of all time?
Weird how that could work out well. I don't blame either one of them for wanting to play with the other one. I get that. If AB's head is straight, dude, I'm just saying. If AB ends up in Oakland with Brady,
but how is he
here for that.
He called Mike Mayock a cracker. He called him a cracker. How is he ever going to go back to Oakland? If he goes back to Oakland, Mike Mayock can just hand over his everything about it.
Right.
Like, like, listen, man, I don't got any pride. Just take my stuff back.
Take everything.
Take
it all. Wear whatever helmet you want and take it all.
Can't go back there.
I want it, though.
Cut to the next
Can I
segment,
just have
because this is
that?
ridiculous.
Carter, we're still here at Mike's Beer Bar.
We are.
On the North Shore. One more beer. 11th Hours Burning Phoenix Pale Ale. This is a jalapeno pale ale. Dude, jalapeno.
First,
pale
I love
ale.
jalapenos.
Spicy. Just smell this guy. Go ahead. Do it. Smell it. Dude, that's fresh cut jalapeno. I swear.
Oh my God!
This
I
is
love
crazy.
the smell of this beer. Are you kidding me?
Woo.
It says the most polarizing beer we produce starts with a simple American pale ale, hopped with Cascade. It is then aged over 150 pounds of jalapenos in the fermenter, giving it a nose like fresh cut jalapenos. I'm telling you, if
Absolutely.
you smell it, you smell the spice. It's a spicy burn
Dude,
as it goes
that
down,
is fresh
and an
jalapenos
even
all day.
finish. As the heat hits a plateau,
wonderful.
you will either love it or hate it.
I love it.
Does
I've been
Dally
drinking
love it or hate it?
Okay, you didn't tell me it was hot. You could have told me it was hot.
We said it was
Said spicy.
jalapenos. How do you think it's not hot?
Smell,
Where's Willie
smell.
Peppers? We have a subscriber, Willie Peppers, who makes hot
Willie
sauces.
Peppers,
He's the
cheers
man.
to you, sir.
Willie
Good
Peppers,
though.
get you some 11th hour. This is good. This is good stuff.
Good.
How does that work? If you hear
does,
that,
though.
you're like, oh, that's gonna be horrible. But then
My
you have it.
God. You
Dude.
feel the spice as soon as it hits
Right.
your throat, but then it goes down and it's like it doesn't burn the rest
It's
of it.
nice and warm.
Right.
On the way down.
Right.
And then you taste like the vegetation of the jalapenos.
It feels healthy almost, like you're having a salad.
does.
Yeah, it's like I'm having a
It's
salad.
super fresh and like
And it's
bright.
only 5.6%.
Dude.
You go 11
Wow.
hours.
I'm into this. I'm really into this.
What is this? How did you do this?
It's just surprising. Like Devin Bush's rookie performance with the Steelers, Carter.
That wasn't surprising.
it's
I
kinda
thought
surprising.
I thought it
Kinda
was
surprising.
right on the money. So we're talking about Devin Bush, of course. Devin Bush, Hunter, did you know he had the 8th most tackles in Steelers history last season?
Not just rookies, just
All
anybody.
time.
I did not know that.
That's
That's incredible.
He got over
That's
100
incredible.
tackles. Now, of rookies, I think he might actually have the most tackles of
Yeah.
any rookie in Steelers history. The fact that he did all that while still learning the defense, playing behind Mark Barron and Vince Williams at times, having to learn what's going on, this dude is on point.
Yeah.
Troy Polamalu's rookie year was like, oh man, why did they draft him? And then the next year he blew up. Devin Bush looked like, oh man, we know why he drafted him.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think people kind of forget about is how tough that transition into the pros can be. Even TJ Watt, who we just saw have a defensive player of the year caliber season, he wasn't stellar as a rookie by any means. He was like, we kind of see why you guys drafted him. Like, okay, he's good, he can play. Bush was like, this dude might be a star, not just capable, but like a star.
I think he had, 3 turnovers they forced?
Yeah, I mean, he had a return, touchdown, fumble return.
Against the
Several
Chargers.
picks. He had another fumble that he literally, against the Seahawks, took to the 1, or
Yeah.
else he had another touchdown
Yeah.
right there. The dude is a playmaker,
He's
and
a playmaker.
that's the thing that sticks out when I rewatch his season, because I made a little video cutting up every turnover that the Steelers had this year. Devin is just always around the ball, just constantly, and that's something that when they say you got a nose for the ball, he literally just has those instincts.
And that 4.42 speed that we saw in the combine
Yeah.
last year, a lot of
It's
people
real.
just ran the combine this year, but he can go sideline to sideline. He can stop, start, go, and run with whoever. And that is
Right.
so valuable in today's NFL when you got
Truly.
running backs, receivers, and tight ends who can all be threats to you underneath. And he's like, I can run with all of you. The only thing that downsizes him is that he doesn't have that 6'3" linebacker height
Right.
that allows him to get up with tight ends. And tight ends was the one spot this year that you could say was his weakness.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like you saw, I think it was against the Seahawks. Was it Luke Wilson or whoever they had that was starting over Van Nett when they played
Yeah.
him? He got a couple touchdowns against, but you saw him start to adjust. You saw it start to happen against the Colts early on. They got a touchdown against him. It was Jack Doyle.
Yep.
He had a touchdown, and then the second, later in the second half, they went to the same play. Bush covered it perfectly.
Yep.
He shows he can
learns.
adjust. He can
Yeah.
learn. He knows what the defense is doing, and the way that he talks about the game, it's very similar to how Ryan Shazier used to talk about the
Absolutely.
game. I remember in 2014, Ryan's rookie year, they're playing the Carolina Panthers, and he is just preaching everything that Dick LeBeau was saying at the time. Hey, we have to win on first down and win on second down to be able to force them into a passing down on third down when we can pin our ears back. And then eventually you saw Ryan Shazier evolve into this captain that was the stalwart of the Steelers defense. Devin Bush, I feel, is like right there, except he also has the instincts that Ryan Shazier didn't have.
Right.
Ryan Shazier's 40 time back in the combine, well, he didn't do the combine, he did the pro day, was 4.37.
Yeah.
Ridiculous speed.
Oh, yeah.
But Whereas Bush is a 4.42. That's all you need as a linebacker. If you're below
plenty
4.45,
fast, plenty.
you're a lightning as a
Yeah,
linebacker.
yeah.
But when you're looking at that kind of speed, he also controls it, knows how to work within the gaps, and he doesn't just fire off as a missile. He fires. He's a controlled weapon
Right.
in between the tackles, and he chases you outside the tackles. He's so far ahead of where he should be as a linebacker.
Absolutely.
The Steelers are in a great place.
Here's what I like most about everything you just said is 100% true. And here's what's so cool about it. Devin Bush knows all that.
Yeah.
Because I've literally talked to him specifically about the impact Ryan Shazier had on him, because it's not a secret that the Steelers picked Devin Bush to replace exactly what they lost with Ryan Shazier. Like it's never been explicitly said, because they still have a lot of respect for Ryan and they're holding out hope that, maybe he can come back like he wants to. The fact remains they want Devin Bush to do a lot of those things that Ryan Shazier did. So I remember asking Devin one time, what has Ryan taught you? Because Ryan's still around the team, still teaching. And Devin was like, I'm able to pick pieces of what works from him and apply it to my game. So Devin knows what he does extremely well. He's not just trying to copy Shazier. He's saying, oh, okay, this really works. I can incorporate that. And I think that's the biggest thing for a rookie, to have that kind of wherewithal to be like, I'm not just going to copy Shazier. I'm going to take the pieces of his game that are exceptional and apply to my game. That's just next level thinking for a rookie. That when I heard him say that, I was like, you're going to be fine.
Eat the
good.
meat, spit out the bone. That's clearly what he's doing with those
That's
messages
nice.
right
That's
here. I really like the way that he approaches the game. I agree with you 100%. He has his head on straight, and I think that's where he needs to go with the rest of his NFL career. He knows what he's talking about, and he has a sense of, hey, this is the path that I want to walk.
Yeah.
So I think that's great for him. Now, Hunter, if you had to choose a path you wanted to walk, which crowler, which beer would you
Dude,
take home
segue.
tonight?
Oh my goodness, Carter. Segment.
My transition.
Dude, I'm not going to lie, this is a no contest. It's that jalapeno beer at the end. That is exceptional,
That was
man. That's
spectacular.
a wild beer.
Yeah,
It works so
the
well.
11th hour. And I got to say, honorary shout out to the White Horse. If you want to ride.
If you want a
ride
sweet
the
candy
Is
beer.
that the raspberry chocolate?
Yes.
It was on some other stuff.
It
And
was.
It didn't taste like a stout. It's 6%. But 11th hour, Burning Phoenix Pale Ale, you outdid yourself. 5.6%. I tasted jalapenos. I tasted
So
literally
good.
the peppers going down
It's like
into
fresh,
my
not
esophagus.
when you buy jalapeno potato chips and it's like a
Yeah.
fake powdery
Right.
jalapeno.
It's
This
not
is
that.
like fresh cut.
You taste like the
jalapenos.
freshness.
It's wild.
It's so bizarre how you got that into a beer and made it so that I could enjoy the actual
Well done.
beer of it.
That's impressive. Or
It's
just come down to
impressive.
Mike's and get all 4 of these, plus 496 other ones.
496.
I'm not good at
Yes,
math.
no,
That
that
was
was
right.
math. That was math.
Math!
Oh, Hunter was right. Oh, Hunter was right.
Hey!
Anyways,
Oh, hey, and Mike's turns 1 next week.
Mike's Beer Bar turns 1 year old next Wednesday. Be here. There'll be tons of specials, giveaways, all sorts of prizes. If you get here between the hours of 4 p.m. and 7 p.m.
Yes.
next Wednesday, I believe that's the 10th. Or no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
March
the 11th of March.
11th?
It's the 11th of March on Wednesday.
definitely
next
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
If you show up here, they'll have a thing going on. It'll be great. You'll have a good time. Be sure to get to Mike's Beer Bar for their 1-year anniversary event.
Do it.
From Chris Carter and Hunter Homicek,
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for watching Sports on Tap. We'll see you next week.